Hello! Today's interview is in English. La entrevista que ustedes van a ver a continuación va a ser casi completamente en inglés porque es con una figura bien importante, alguien de... we're gonna interview a person that's very important in this final, in la final brava of the baloncesto superior nacional. Hemos estado hablando mucho de un canasto clave que este sujeto hizo y por fin vamos a estar discutiendo su participación en la BCN, su participación en un sinnúmero de equipos. How many teams have you been in baloncesto superior nacional in Puerto Rico?
I lost track, but about maybe 6 to 8.
Ok, entre 6 y 8 equipos aquí en la BCN. Este episodio ha sido traído a ustedes por Ron Pon, el ángel de la guarda del jangueo. Para cuando tú estés en tu casa y no quieras salir, pero necesitas hacer una compra, necesitas comprar el desayuno de mañana, el café. Es más, vives fuera de Puerto Rico y quieres hacerle una compra a tu mamá que vive aquí en Puerto Rico, Ron Pon te resuelve. Descarga la aplicación, haz tu compra, hay 16 categorías, cada categoría es como una góndola y en 60 minutos o menos recibes tu compra en tu casa. Gracias también al corrido de Brava. Oye, ya que estamos hablando de la final, al momento de grabar esta entrevista, se han llevado a cabo 4 juegos. 2 en Bayamón, que los en Arecibo, perdón, que los ganaron los Capitanes. 2 en Guaynabo, que ganaron los Mets. Ahora mismo está empatada la serie 2-2. Así que esto está bueno y esta es la final brava. Brava Lubricants es la marca de aceites de motor con las bases más puras del mundo, elaborada por manos puertorriqueñas. Y Brava y el BCN firmaron un acuerdo que llevó a la final Brava que estamos discutiendo en estos momentos. Y Brava es auspiciador también de nosotros, Gallimbo Studio. El trabajo que está haciendo Brava, la final se ve brutal, ¿sabes? Los niveles de la producción están bien elevados, así que gracias a Brava. Y gracias también a A+ by Andino, la tienda virtual que está comandando el internet para todos los accesorios de celular, accesorios de Apple iWatch, accesorios para tu iPad, accesorios para tu AirPod. Si tú quieres ser influencer y necesitas un ring light, etcétera, etcétera, etcétera. Hay un sinnúmero de productos. Accede a A+ by Andino o losmasrápidos.com. Ok, señoras y señores, recibamos con un fuerte aplauso a Jonathan.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna begin. Sorry, we've been talking a lot about this final. I am not a big sports guy.
Okay.
This is my first year actually of watching basketball and being in the games. It's been like super cool for me, but I could have been on that game of your shot.
Should have been.
And yeah,
Ooh.
and it's easier to say after the fact,
Yeah.
but I saw it. I even saw it on ESPN. I don't know if it was that night or the day after, but I know it was on ESPN. But it was a huge shot, and I've been saying on a lot of podcasts that on your deathbed, you're gonna remember this shot.
Yep.
Can you guide me through the whole thing?
It was crazy because in that game we were up, I think, 15 points at halftime, and we knew Ponce was going to make their run, and they made their run. They got right back in the game.
It was game 6.
Okay. Game 6 at home, and we knew how important it was to win at home to close the series because to go to game 7 in Ponce was going to be tough.
Okay.
In 2019, I played with Bayamon, and we had to go to game 7 in Ponce, and it was impossible. You know, they had like 10,000 people there. The crowd was on top of us. The refs are a little nervous. They don't want to make a wrong call. So I already had that in my head, like, hey, can't go back to that same situation.
Okay.
So when they made the comeback in the third quarter and they tied the game up, you know, you started to think like, oh shit, it's happening again.
I'm going to go to
it's
game 7
happening
in
again.
Ponce.
And I was like, oh, I can't go to game 7 in Ponce. So just so happened to be, it came down to the final possession where Carlos Rivera, veteran guy, great player, legend in Ponce, takes that shot and misses it. Where it looked good. From my angle, it looked good, and it gave us another chance. And when Balkman got the rebound, it kind of like, I didn't know there was that much time. And when he got the rebound, I thought he was just holding it and we're going to go to overtime. And I looked at the clock, and I saw it was like 1.7. And when I looked back at him, at Bulkman, he started looking towards me, and I said, Bulk. And he gave it to me, and I just had to let it fly. I didn't have any time to dribble or anything. I just took 2 steps, let it fly, and when it crossed half court, I saw how straight it was. And I said, oh, shit, this has a chance.
So you knew in the air the ball wasn't there.
Halfway through, like maybe when it was crossing half court, I said, oh, shit, it's straight, but it doesn't have enough arc. Okay. So if it goes in, I hope it goes in off the backboard.
Yeah, it looked like it goes in a strange way because it's going straight. It should go to the backboard and
down
go
in. And I'm watching it, and I thought halfway through the air, I thought I heard a whistle. So I turned and I said, oh shit, did this ref just call travel on me? And when it went in, if you see my celebration, I took a pause for a second, and I'm like, you know what, John, go celebrate, because if you go celebrate, maybe they won't call travel or say it's no good. Right. And all the crowds on the court and all the beers on the court is all dirty.
Yeah, that's the point of no return. Your celebration.
Exactly. Okay, it's like if I go celebrate, it's gonna take 30 minutes to clean this court again and get us going again for overtime. So I was like, maybe they won't change it. And then it was good, and everybody's celebrating, and it was the refs went to the monitor, counted it, and the rest is history.
It was, to explain, maybe someone doesn't know, you made a shot at the last second from the 3-point line
of the opposite side. Yes.
This is like such a strange basket. You never practiced that shot.
No, never. I mean, I do half-court shots. When I was playing, I was just playing
to fuck around.
And for money sometimes, if my teammates want to play for money, let's play for $20, $50. I first one to make the half-court shot or best out of 3, but never from that far.
Okay. Are you do you win money sometimes, or are you like a bad half-court shooter?
Pretty bad. I'm the guy always having to give my money to the other person. Okay. I'm always losing that bet. Okay. Always.
So because every time the clock is running out, the person who has the ball, it's like you shoot it.
It's not pressure, because it's like you're not expecting to make it.
You prefer to try that shot. Okay. You said you wanted that ball from Bachman. Do you usually want the ball in that last second wherever you are in the court?
If time and situation is there and your opportunity is there, you got to take it. I mean, I was a little frustrated because I took two wide open threes right before it. When it was like a minute left in the game or right under a minute, and those 2 threes that I missed could have been the dagger.
No one will remember those.
Nobody would have remembered. And then I get that third opportunity, and everyone's like, "Shit, John, you made it," and no one cared about the last 2 you made. Yeah. And I said, "Shit, we just advanced to the next round. That's all I cared about."
Yeah, winning usually makes you forget.
Yeah, winning is the best formula in life, right there.
And so I would hate to. I played in the celebrity game, and I don't even want to be in the court, because maybe people that have had a basketball in any circumstance in their life in their hands doesn't know, but the added pressure of an audience is huge. At least my little experience has been that. I hate to. Like, I've told the other guys, like, don't pass me the ball. I don't want the fucking ball. Like, I couldn't imagine getting the ball in that moment. I've spoken to Varea, for example, about his championship and his finals, and he described it to me like every dribble, every step, every shot is like so calculated it can fuck your mind up. Like, again, with that shot, it was a miss. You were like throwing it to fuck around, and it was a miracle. How would you describe that?
A miracle. I was telling one of my teammates, in your basketball career, there's always a situation where you want big moments to happen. In my career, I've won a state championship in high school, but I haven't won a championship since high school. So I don't know if I don't have a championship yet in the BSN, and I don't know if that was my moment. But if it was, at least I know that moment helped the Guaynabo Mets advance, and now we're into the finals.
Okay, and I want to speak. I thought you had another championship.
No, I don't.
I even thought you had a championship here. Anyways, how was when you discovered you were in ESPN?
Oh,
that's huge, right?
At first, I thought people were just joking with me because I was in Tablado after the game, and guys were coming up to me, and I'm like, this fucking guy's drunk. What the fuck is this guy talking about? Number one on ESPN. And then someone else told me, and then I'm like, yeah, this guy must have just spread the rumor to that guy. And then when I woke up in the morning, my mom texted me and was like, John, you're number one on ESPN. You need someone to record that so you could show it to your son. And I was like, oh, shit, it's real.
Is that like a crying moment?
It was a crying moment. I might have been a little too hungover, but it was a crying moment. It was a crying / I gotta fight this hangover in the morning.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I guess it's huge now that I learned that you don't have championships because you've been in more than six teams. What's the closest you've ever been? That time with Ponce?
Well, I played here 12 years, and the time I played in Arecibo in the finals. But the year I played in Arecibo
with Walter. Okay.
And the year I played in Arecibo, I had tore my hamstring earlier in the season, like right when the beginning of the season started. So now I tore my left one, and I tore my right one in Arecibo, and now my left one, and both times it was going to the finals.
Okay.
So it's been frustrating, but I'm staying positive with everything, and I'm looking forward to the guys closing this out.
In what other teams have you been that you remember?
Aguada, Isabela. My rookie season was in Caguas.
Okay. You were in Isabela, Los Gallitos.
Sí.
You know that I learned recently that Dennis Rodman played there.
I just heard that too.
That's insane. I even saw a picture of him like with the uniform.
Yeah.
And it's so strange.
Oh, this league has had a lot of ex-NBA players. I remember playing against Antoine Walker, Marcus Fizer, Marcus Williams, PJ Tucker, who plays in the NBA now.
Okay.
You know, this league's had a lot of good NBA players.
How do you see comparing this? Obviously, I'm a good example of what I'm gonna explain. This year, the presence of Bad Bunny and Noah Sad purchasing the Santurce Cangrejero. I'm a Cangrejero. I'm from Santurce.
I played with Santurce as well.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Anuel and Fabián with the Arecibo Capitanes. Yadiel Molina with Bayamón, Los Vaqueros. Has generated buzz and media attention and fans from other parts of entertainment, in most cases, music fans watching BSN. And at least from what I've heard, the buzz has elevated the game. Do you think that's true?
For sure.
How come?
Those guys have all
Pressure?
Followers. Those guys have so much following. You know, I think the players in this league deserve a lot of attention. And when you bring big time people like the reggaeton artists and the musicians to the court, you're going to draw those fans also, and then those fans will become basketball fans as well.
Yeah.
And it's like a combination of just a lot of love and a lot of attention into the league because of all the pride and all the big time people that are coming to the games.
I heard, I think it's a great moment to explain it, that Guaynabo will be giving away 1,000 tickets.
Yes.
Can you explain what's the drill?
So I guess the first 1,000 fans who
This is for today.
Tonight, yes.
Hoy.
Yes. Game 5 in Arecibo, we're gonna have some buses taking fans up to Arecibo to the gym. So if you can get to the arena in Cojote, in Guaynabo by 4:30, they're gonna be giving tickets away and giving you rides to the game.
By what time?
By 4:30.
Ok, a las 4:30, por si acaso, en el Quijote Morales, en Guaynabo, Caile, ¿verdad? Y las primeras 1,000 personas van... ¿Hay transportación? Sí. Va a haber transportación, so arrive at 4:30 or before, and you will be... And it must be awesome to just be with a lot of fans in the same vehicle going, like, it's going to be a hyped up moment.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be, we need it, you know.
You know what? I have spoken some trash about Guaynabo.
Really?
It's amazing, like the story of the team. It's like a Disney movie can be made of this. Nobody thought of it as a finals team. So when Santurce played against the Mets, I didn't think twice of it. Like, you didn't seem as a threat. And all of a sudden, seeing you dominate these past 2 games in the finals against Arecibo, it's been like a great story. Like, What do you attribute this phenomenon to?
Honestly, I think all the adversity we had to deal with earlier in the season has made us that much stronger into the playoffs now. Like a lot of guys say, there's 2 seasons in one season. You have the regular season, and then you have the playoffs as a whole nother season.
Okay.
So we dealt with all our bumps, all our adversity, all our struggles in the regular season, and then we clicked at the right moment during the playoffs. But then come the playoffs, and Stockton has to leave. Angel Nunez changed.
Yeah. Your
my
injury.
injury. Dwight Bikes' injury. You know, guys stepped up. New imports came to our team and stepped up, and guys have just been clicking and finding their role at the right time. And when you have guys like that finding their role at the right time, you're a dangerous team.
What about your coach?
Greenberg.
He seems like a calm guy most of the time.
Calm guy, winner. He respects the league so much. I think when he came to our league, he had heard so much about it. Like he said in the press conference finals that this was like a bucket list thing for him.
Really?
He said,
"Are we that cool?"
Yeah, he's.
Okay.
I guess 2 of his mentors growing up who helped him become a coach,
Okay.
both coached in Puerto Rico, and told him how great of a league it was, and this is somewhere where he wanted to coach one day. And then he comes to a team dealing with so much adversity, and for him to steer us in the right direction and leading us to the finals, for him, it's been amazing.
You know that since I saw The Last Dance and learned that Phil Jackson was here.
Yeah, Isabella.
It's been like what he said. I know it's like 10 seconds of talking about Puerto Rico, but I'm so damn proud of that badass statement that he said. Like down there, shit gets crazy in basketball. You've played in Poland. You've also played in Mexico. How do you compare our basketball to those other leagues?
Our league is physical. Our league is up and down. A lot of fast break. A lot of pride. The guys play with their hearts out there. Oof, you know.
Have you ever played like a game that there's no pride or heart?
It's different here because when I play in Poland, I'm not playing in front of my family and friends. You know, when you play in Puerto Rico, I played here. I got family, friends, and then I got fans who I've known for years playing out here. So it's like you don't want to embarrass yourself, and you also don't want to embarrass them because they came to the game to watch you. So it's like if you do something fucked up in Poland, no one's gonna know about it.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can kind of hide out there.
Okay. I think if I'm getting it right, your mom comes from Boricua.
Yes.
Your grandfather from your mother's side is Boricua from Barranquitas.
Sí.
Your dad is Polish.
Yes, my
right?
dad was born in Poland.
When did you start playing basketball? You're from New York, right?
Yes,
Okay.
born and raised in New York. I started playing basketball maybe when I was 4th grade, maybe. I played football first and baseball first, and then when my sister got into basketball is when I got into basketball.
Oh, so your sister is a basketball player.
She was.
You're like a Reggie Miller.
You could look at it like that.
Yeah.
But my sister didn't continue to play professionally and everything.
Okay.
But yeah, that's kind of how it was. We were kind of beating each other up in the park, and she made me better. I made her better.
How much older than you is she?
She's 2 years, I believe.
So, do you remember the point, or maybe you were winning from the beginning, but in my mind, there was a point where you start winning to her. And that's like you identify, maybe I got something.
Well, it wasn't that. It was my sister started making up her own rules, so I couldn't beat her.
Okay.
Like if I was beating her, she'd be like, technical foul because your shoelaces aren't tied, or you technical foul because you didn't check me the ball right. You know,
Okay.
so she started doing a little cheating stuff. So I was like, all right, this is enough.
There are some rules that change over time because when I started, we had near my house a half court. And I remember jugábamos 3-3, 3 against 3. And I remember if another team shot their shot and I grabbed the ball and had a rebound, I could shoot it from there. But all of a sudden, there was a new rule that you have to come outside of the paint,
Clear it,
and return. And I'm like, who invented this shit?
It doesn't help you out, right?
Yeah. So when did you thought I can be a professional basketball player?
I'm gonna say halfway through college.
Oh, so
when I was in high school, I was just dying to be a Division I basketball player and get me a scholarship, so my family didn't have to pay for me to go to school. That was my main goal. And then when I got to college, I realized, yeah, if I keep working hard at this, I can make some money playing basketball, and that's what I love to do. So instead of having a 9 to 5, I want to be my own boss and play basketball and love what I do.
So when you had that championship in your high school years, this was you were like, I'm gonna
16.
study. What did you study eventually?
In college,
Yeah.
Sociology and communications.
So you were like, I'm gonna get my communications major. I'm in this championship. Lucky moment in my life. Nothing will become of this basketball thing that I have in my youth.
Well, when you play Division One, it's pretty serious, you know,
Okay.
because it's a lot of money involved. Your coach makes a lot of money. You're playing big time schools.
Were
so
you a key player?
Yes, I was a key player, so it was a big business. But at that point, it's like it's all basketball. It's weight room, school, practice. Weight room, school, practice. You don't really have too much time to hang out. And
Before this amazing shot that we covered earlier, and I just noticed you have it in your shirt, what was that key moment in your career that you were gonna take to your deathbed?
honestly, for me, it was all my struggle, my up and downs in Puerto Rico. I played 12 years here, so it's been good years and bad years. And I'm gonna say my last, since I played in Aguada, I think from then on, my career has been way more consistent the way I would want it to be. So that to me has been a big plus, and it's been with for my confidence, my life, and everything. Because basketball goes on, like some people say, hey, leave basketball on the court. When you leave the arena, you leave basketball behind. With me, it's not like that. Like I'll go home and I'll watch the game over again.
Your game?
Yes, I'll wake up in the morning and watch the game over again because I want to see where I fucked up, what guys on my guys on my team fucked up, where I can maybe tell them tomorrow, hey, look, I missed you here, or you did this wrong, or you got to be better here. And they want to tell me the same thing. That's what good teams do, you know. And I'm the captain of my team, so if I want to tell guys certain things, they're okay with it. So for me, basketball goes beyond the basketball court.
I didn't know that you were that. I think you're a weirdo in that sense. Like I haven't heard a lot of guys behaving that way. And recently we had Natalia Melendez on my podcast, and she described. We all obviously she was one of the commentators of your shot, and obviously we spoke about that at length. And she described you as a underestimated player. And that's so great because I think Guaynabo is also an underestimated team. But do you feel that you've been underestimated?
For sure. For sure. I think my whole career, for sure. And I think that's why when I say like my struggles earlier in my career to now, I feel like now I've made a little name for myself where I'm starting to get the respect that I think I deserve. But also, you don't get that respect until you win, until you play well. And I've been winning for the last like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
Not the championship yet, but I've been to semifinals, and I've been a key dude on winning teams.
What changed?
Confidence, different
How
coaches.
do you acquire confidence?
You get different coaches who help you out. You know, they give you more playing time, and then things start to just fall in place. You know, you're starting to make shots, and now you're feeling confident. You go to your next game. You just made a shot last game. Oh, I'm gonna make this one. I made it last game.
Is it very like, do you need to believe that you're gonna make this shot? Like, have you ever not believed you're gonna make a shot and made it?
Yes, but the worst is when you don't have confidence. You won't want to take the shot.
Okay.
And then when you take the shot, you didn't really want to take it. So what's the odds of that shot going in?
Okay.
You know?
That's awesome. Okay. You from my standpoint, you weren't playing that many minutes, but you are a captain. So how does that happen? How do you become captain of Guaynabo? Have you been captain of previous Baloncesto Superior Nacional teams?
No, I think this year was my first year being the captain of the team. I think I gained the respect from our old coach Chris Thomas from playing. I played about 30 minutes a game for him in the bubble.
Okay.
So I started every game for him in the bubble last year. I averaged a lot of minutes, and I think this year when I came to the team, I was one of the main guys left over from last year's team who was a key player. So he gave me the opportunity to be captain, and I just ran with it. And I think, look, we're in the finals. I don't think it has anything to do with me being a captain.
I think it probably does.
But I'm just just fortunate and fortunate to be a captain of such a historic franchise team like this, the Guaynabo Mets.
Can you tell us about Stockton's issues with the NBA? All of a sudden, some news arrives that NBA teams are interested in him, but he wants to keep playing. Like, can you explain what happened and the conversations maybe that you had with Stockton or the team had with him?
Well, Stockton, before he started with us this season, he knew that there was an opportunity he might have to leave early to go to.
From the beginning of the season, that
Yeah,
was
he
a
knew
thing.
he had a feeling, but also he didn't. I don't know if he didn't. Well, I don't know if anyone thought that we were gonna go this far.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Oh well, I have
Shit,
this."
we're winning.
Yeah, it's like,
Uh-huh.
oh shit, now I got this
Okay.
other deal somewhere, and it's like, what do I do? But it's like it's the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's as big time as you can get, the highest league you can go to. So for him, the opportunity, you have to take it.
Yeah. Anybody can understand that.
Exactly. And the guy was playing out of his mind. He was up for MVP. He was one of our key players. He was the engine to our team. So it's like, how do you not let a guy like that go? And he's been so loyal to you for 2 years, and he's given you his all. He gives us his all. He's on and off the court. He's a great dude off the court. Coming from a Hall of Famer's son, you would never know that. You wouldn't know that Stockton's son, just because the way he carries himself.
Yeah.
Very good dude.
I remember when everyone knew that he wasn't coming back, we were like, "Yep, Guaynabo's done." Which is the conversation you usually hear. Angelitos of Bayamon, they are done. That's a normal thing that people could say. What was the attitude within the team when you got?
They
a hold
weren't
of that
gonna
news?
say it, but inside, everyone said, "Oh fuck, we're done." They wouldn't say it, but you can see the body language. It was
Okay.
like, "Ah, shit, what are we gonna do? Who's the new guy they're gonna bring in? I hope
And
I hope
who
he's
was
just as good."
his supplement? Denton.
Dwight Bikes.
Okay.
I believe it was.
Bikes.
And Dwight played great.
Okay.
For coming in with all that pressure, playing behind a guy like Stockton, you got to play up to his level. Dwight played great, and Dwight was a great teammate, but unfortunately he got hurt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Earlier in this podcast, you said something I have never thought about. You were describing that seventh game with Ponce, that last time you were in the semis, and you mentioned that refs were nervous. And I think the audience rarely thinks about the refs as something, but everybody knows each other in the league. Like, you've been playing 12 years with the same refs, more or less.
Yes, more or less.
I'm sure that some refs don't get along with some players. Some refs love certain players. Is this an issue?
I don't want to get myself in trouble or anything, but
But do they get nervous? That's
I don't know if they get nervous, but they understand where they're at. You know, they understand the time. Just like us players, we understand time and situation. The referees, they understand time and situation.
Okay.
Just like you said, I've been playing here 12 years with the same ref. They've been reffing here before I got here.
Yeah.
So they understand the business more than I do in Puerto Rico, and they understand the fans and how crazy they can get and throwing stuff on the court and all the security. And I think they put a lot of that into factor.
You know what? We sometimes have discussions in my family about politics, and I always think, like, I would never be a governor, for example, because I am a person that likes to be liked. And the same applies to being a ref. Like, it's
But they have
pretty
to-
intense.
I understand, and I understand referees. Maybe they love the game, and you know they have to make a living for themselves as well. So I understand. And there's guys like, I think it's Curbelo, the kid who plays in Illinois. His dad refs in the league, so it's former players who became refs. So it's like referees have a job to do, but also they have a lot of pressure just like us. You know, they're getting screamed at by the coaches, by the players, by the 10,000 fans.
Yeah,
at the
they are
game.
no one's friend.
Yes, and that's
Okay.
tough. That's
Yeah.
tough. So it's not. I'm not saying it's an easy job at all, but it's like they have pressure, and you can see it sometimes.
Okay, let's talk about a little bit about the finals. Obviously, Bryman has been a super key player. When you guys played against Bayamon, from my ignorant viewpoint, he seems unpenetrable. Like it was hard for the players to go in. They were forced to shoot from outside of the paint. But in the first two games against Arecibo, like it seemed like los capitanes had hacked their way into penetrating Bryman. But something changed in game three. What or maybe it was the fact that you were playing in Guaynabo. I don't know. Can you explain to me? Is my assessment correct?
Your assessment is correct in that he's been a beast defensively, and in the first two games they took it to us. But I don't think it was just him. It was a overall team thing. You know, Brima's been doing an unbelievable job of protecting the rim and protecting the paint. But
What
we
about
play different at home.
Yeah.
It's like you always play different at home. You always that's your rim. You feel comfortable there. You're comfortable with your crowd there. But that's why tonight, Game 5 is going to be the best game of the series tonight.
Okay. What type of, since you're not playing because of your
Hamstring.
tu lesión, what type of things do you say? Like, I'm sure that your input is super important on the bench. What's your role there?
Well, I already wrote the guys this morning in the group. We have a team group chat and we have a players only group chat. I wrote the guys in the players only group chat how important tonight's game was. They know, but it's coming from the captain. Hey, listen, this is I've been in this situation before. You know, this is a big game tonight, and if we win tonight, let's go home and celebrate in our gym next game. And how crazy would that be? But when it comes to, you know, our coach is a new coach. He doesn't know the league, so
Because if you win today,
we get to close out at
In
home in
okay.
Guaynabo.
Okay.
And
Okay.
we don't want, like I told you, we
Yeah.
don't want to have to go
Game
back
7.
Game 7 in Arecibo.
Okay.
Because we know how difficult that's going to be.
Okay. Like, that's insane. Like, do you lose when you lost game 2 against Arecibo? Is it like a heartbreak loss, or you're like, yeah, see you next game in my house?
For me, I had mixed feelings because Game 2 for me was supposed to be at home. Remember, they changed the
Yeah.
format. And our winning formula, it's never supposed to be like this, or just so happened to be like this. In our first two series, we lost Game 1 and won the next two. Against Ponce, we lost in Ponce and then won the next two. One at home and then stole Game 3 in Ponce.
Okay.
Against Bayamon, El Mimo, lost Game 1 in Bayamon, won Game 2 at home, stole Game 3. So we lose Game 1 in Arecibo. We want to come home, win Game 2, and they changed the schedule on us.
Okay.
So there goes our formula of winning one at home and then going to
that's
Arecibo
tough.
and
Like when
stealing
you
one.
learned, because that news came.
We found out the
game,
day of the
Yeah.
game.
That's the heartbreak.
Oh, how hard is that? Like, you're already looking forward. All right, we lost Game 1. If we lose Game 1, we're looking forward to going and tying it up. Game 2, 1-1. That's a brand new series again. But when you go down 0-2, that Game 3, how much pressure do you have on your Game 3 to win at home?
Yeah.
And these fans are dying to get into the arena because they were supposed to be in the arena the game before.
Okay.
So now it's sold out. They have to close down the arena. There's too many people there. Guaynabo, the arenas never looked like that.
Okay.
And it was a madhouse. And it was the last two games were amazing. I can't imagine how the players felt out there.
It's been an amazing ride. Today I will be. I think I will be.
Are you going on the bus?
No. But I'll be there. I think it's a great story. Your story is a great story as
Thank you.
well. I
Thank
think
you.
it's the makings of a Disney movie. I wish you the best, I guess. This is insane. Thank you for giving me some time on
Thank
game
you.
day. I know that even though you're not maybe grabbing the ball, you're a key person in the team. So I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
What's your Instagram?
My
account?
Instagram is JohnHan3, JONHAN3.
Ahí lo tienen, señoras y señores. Sigan a Jonathan Ham. Pendientes, Corillo de Guaynabo, hoy a las 4:30 en el Mets Pavilion, en el Quijote Morales, allí en Guaynabo, para ir de gratis con pon incluido al Petaquina para el juego 5 de la final brava. Nos vemos allá. ¡Suave, Corillo! ¡Eh!